Israel's Operation Rising Lion, a preemptive offensive with high stakes. On June 12 to 13, 2025, Israel launched a sweeping military operation against Iran, codenamed Operation Rising Lion, targeting nuclear facilities, missile sites, and senior military officials, including the Iranian military chief of staff and IRGC commanders. Preemptive or preventive? Israeli officials framed the strikes as preemptive, justified by the imminence of a threat stemming from Iran's accelerated nuclear program. Yet, the Atlantic cautions this may be more accurately described as preventive war, because Israel struck before specific threats materialized, not an immediate response to an attack. Under international law, preemptive action against imminent danger may be permissible, but preventive war is more controversial and often viewed as unlawful or immoral. Targets and timing. Strikes hit uranium enrichment plants, e.g. Natanz, missile production sites, and military command centers. Prime Minister Netanyahu affirmed the goal: neutralize Iran's nuclear and ballistic missile capabilities until they no longer pose a threat. High-value Iranian figures, IRGC generals and nuclear scientists, were reportedly killed. Why now? Weakened deterrence. Iran's network of proxies, including Hezbollah and Assad's forces, has been degraded, reducing Iran's ability to retaliate effectively. IAEA report. Iran was found out of compliance with nuclear obligations, enriching uranium to near weapons-grade levels, a development Israel saw as potentially game-changing. Diplomacy falters. Modern negotiations, including efforts under former President Trump, have stalled. With a perceived narrowing window, Israel launched before diplomatic barriers closed. Regional fallout and U.S. involvement. Air raid sirens blared across Israel, prompting airspace lockdowns amid expectations of Iranian retaliation. U.S. reaction Washington denied involvement and evacuated personnel from embassies, though regional U.S. forces remain on alert. Oil markets Prices jumped more than 6% as fears of broader Middle East escalation took hold. Strategic and ethical dilemmas. Use of force before an imminent strike, preventive war, raises legal and moral questions. The Atlantic emphasizes that, while Israel may act out of existential concern, acting on terms they find favorable incurs deep risk. Post-war uncertainty. Military strikes may delay Iran's nuclear program, but they could also incentivize Iran to accelerate weaponization as a survival tactic. Regime change not assured. Experts warn that undermining Iran's leadership might strengthen hardliners rather than yield meaningful reform. What comes next? 1. Iranian retaliation, likely via missiles, drones, or proxy groups, potentially hitting U.S. and Gulf targets. 2. Nuclear brinksmanship. Iran may race to acquire a bomb, believing it's the only insurance against future attacks. 3. Israel coordination. The Atlantic reports mixed signals. Trump's distancing of the U.S. could alter long-term alliances. 4. Diplomatic deadlock. This military action likely ends current nuclear talks. Gulf nations and global powers may now push harder for containment strategies. Final take. Operation Rising Lion is Israel's most bold and consequential action in decades, leveraging a moment of perceived Iranian vulnerability. But by opting for preventive strikes rather than diplomatic delay, it has plunged the region into a fragile, uncertain phase, legal, strategic, and humanitarian risks hanging in the balance. As the smoke clears, the world watches to see whether deterrence holds or spirals into a broader, more tragic conflict.